On today's episode of Scamfish presented by socialcatfish.com, we speak to a woman named Sally from Florida. Sally's daughter reached out to us for help after looking through her mother's phone to find a man named Franklin.
Making up all of these stories about how, he's hurting, he's wounded, he's in the hospital, he's dying, he needs money. He was trying to get over here to be with her, and he needed money to get over here.
Sally's daughter was surprised to see that they had been in an online relationship and had romantic text messages dating back to 2 years ago. Franklin told Sally that he was a doctor from New York working in Yemen. Sally has sent hundreds of gift cards to Franklin in hopes to meet him in person. Let's see if we can get to the bottom of this. Real quick, guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Your comment and like could help stop someone from being scammed. Let's get into it.
I'm retired, 75 years old, and I like to fish and hunt. Basically, that's what I do. I started with this man in December of 2020. It was a friend request. His profile and all that. He said it was an orthopedic doctor from New York, and he's working in Yemen and for the United Nations and all. And he says he's about 70, and he looks that way, clean cut, haircut, nice. He looks very healthy. He's just really, really nice looking. The way he describes to me is that he's a young looking old man. Because I'm 75, and I said something about what he'd want with an old woman like me, but he said that he's old too, just a young looking one. Very compassionate, and he's telling me about how he takes care of the people over there in Yemen and how bad it is, and that he had this son, and that his wife had just died, giving birth to their second child, and he was really lonely. And then he started telling me how beautiful I was, and I just haven't really been happy, and just thought maybe this is what I've been waiting for all my life, because he said all the right things. 3 months into it, and he started asking me for sending him cards. And I did, and I sent him a lot. And then he asked me one day, he said he had a son in California that was in a school, and I needed to send several $1,000s to this lady in San Antonio, Texas. I sent that, cash mailed it, and then there was this other person up in Pennsylvania. He had another excuse about his son, so I sent a bunch of cash up to that person in Pennsylvania. Well, then he appreciated his son was well and everything and all. He got shot in the back one time, or in the back of his leg, ended up in the hospital, and he needed money for treatment for that, $3,500 or something. Got in jail because he couldn't pay all the hospital bills, so then they beat him up in the jail, so then he ended up back in the hospital. He needed $3,000 for that. I'm stupid, I guess, because I believed every word he said, because he made me feel like no man has ever made me feel. And I've been married 3 times. I mean, he put it on love, a bunch of love. They had to buy a spare part for the ship, and they left Yemen and made it to Syria. And that spare part that they bought wasn't any good, so now they're waiting for another spare part. One of my daughters was spending the night with me one night, and he called, and she had asked me before that night, what was going on with me, because they could tell that I got from being such a happy person to a depressed person, crying all the time. And I broke down and I told her, and so that night he called, and she heard me, and she grabbed the phone from me, and she cussing him out and told him what a spam he was. And
when I found out about it was almost a year later. My mother had been asking me for money, and she had asked my sisters for money. My sisters kept telling me, don't give her any money, don't give her any money. And I'm like, what's going on? She believes he's a real person over there. She's madly in love with him, and she wants to get him back over here if he is a real person. But I keep telling her that he is not real, that he's a scammer.
Then he was coming back. He'd done turned in his told in the United Nations he's coming back, but then he said that Biden became president and everything, and it stopped any of the planes from flying in there. So he'd have to have a for real plane come in as $30,000 for him to come in and get him. He just a real sweetheart. But then at the same time, whenever I didn't have any money to send him or whatever, then he'd get real angry and he would start yelling at me and saying he's going to block me and this and that. And then he never would because he said that he loved me too much. He couldn't block me. Then he just keep on, please, please, baby, get me some money. Please get me a card. I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry. I've sent him, I know, at least $50,000, if not more. In his bank over here, he has over $1 million, and he was going to give me every cent back plus interest when he got here. I've taken from my bills. I've taken from places I shouldn't be. I spent money that I shouldn't. Now I don't have any money. I don't even have $30 in my account right now, and I don't. There's deeper conversations. I mean, we talked about getting married, and he's like I said, he's an orthopedic doctor. He's going to take care of me, and we're going to go all over. We're going to go to California and get his son. What's stopping me from cutting it off with Franklin is because I really, truly love this man. And I really believe that we were going to be married and be together. I need him. I need to be. No matter how many lies, he's waiting. He's waiting for me right now to send him some money so he can get the treatment in the hospital. I tell him, I do not have any money. I figured maybe he'd just go ahead and block me, but so far he hasn't. We've prayed together, him and I. He just, pray for me to find money to bring him home. It's been a ride. I can tell you that. Sexual relations over the phone, but he really made me happy. For an old woman, he did pretty damn good. I didn't even know I had feelings like that. It's like I can't even function if I don't hear from him, if I don't talk to him, or he don't send a text or whatever. It's like I can't live without him.
All right, so our team had a lot of work to do. We started with the money. Unfortunately, Franklin had coached Sally to throw all the gift cards away. He would have her scratch the codes off the back of the cards and then send them to him through via text. I decided to track down the 3 people that lived at the 3 addresses that Sally sent money to through the mail. We used our address search on our site to find the women, and we gave all of them a call. 2 of them never replied to my text messages or answered the phone. I called the last woman. Her name was Susan, and she answered. So basically, Sally would put money into an envelope and send it to Susan in Pennsylvania. Susan's husband told her that she would be receiving money and she needed to send it to him for his 80-year-old dad who was on his deathbed. And as soon as she got the envelope, she needed to send the money straight to him in Jacksonville, Florida. From there, the money was sent to the scammer. 5 minutes later, I received a strange phone call from a man who claimed he was Susan's husband.
Good day, Martin.
Hello?
Yeah, good day, madam.
Hey, how's it going?
Well, I don't know what's going on. Who am I speaking to here?
Oh, this is Drew.
How did you get in contact with my wife, and why you calling her and accusing her of something she doesn't know about? Am I speaking to a lady or a male? This voice sounds like a male voice.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
Hello?
I got information you're accusing somebody of by fraudulent department or by money laundering. I don't have an idea what you're talking about. She's my wife. So.
I sent the money over to Susan, and then Susan basically, she told me that she was taking the money and was gonna send it to somebody else.
Listen, I was having issues of the scammers too. A couple months ago, I had issues of scammers getting to my account, which I have with Susan, and they took all the money which we had. And my dad was very sick, and I asked for insurance payment so I could be able to pay for my dad's medical bills. And I was supposed to be getting $5,000, and the scammers were able to manipulate that, and I didn't get the money. And I called, and I laid a report, and they said, we sent this money to the address which you provided. The money which I was expecting was sent to someone's address which I couldn't find. And a couple of weeks later, I received a text that money will be coming to the address, and I spoke to my wife and I said maybe they are eventually releasing the money right now, and they did, and we took the money to a machine, a Bitcoin machine, just to be able to transfer it so I can pay to the hospital bills. And after that, the machine which she used seized the money. The machine didn't let us send it didn't let us do anything. So all of this is somebody manipulating all of this, and I'm totally trying to tell you that she's innocent of what she's saying right now, but somebody is behind all of this manipulating it.
Do you know of a person named Ahmad?
I didn't know. I didn't know. Listen, I got a phone from the Verizon, which I wanted to use.
Hold on. The reason why I mention a man named Ahmad is because we suspect that he might have something to do with the fake profile Franklin. Let me show you why. We went to Franklin's Facebook page and noticed something out of place. The link to his Facebook didn't match Franklin's name. We took that name and ran a search. It came back to a Twitter account that was the exact same name. Make sure you watch till the end to find out who is behind Franklin's fake profile.
But you stole money from me. You stole money. You stole money from me. I sent $15,000. I sent $5,000 over there.
Hello? You know what you're saying? I can call my Anthony on you. I didn't know you. This is no you saying, oh, I didn't, this is Susan's husband talking to you right now. I'm trying to defend my wife. With this countless time. Your problem right now is someone has scammed your money, so you should try to find out.
Yeah, you scammed me. You scammed me. You know who Franklin is too, don't you?
I didn't know you. I didn't know you. I didn't know you.
This is Ahmad, isn't it?
No, I didn't know you. I didn't have any information about you. This is Susan's husband.
Listen, do you know somebody by the Twitter name of FARUMANEER?
You don't know the voice of somebody you've been talking to for a couple of years now. I want to add my wife to the phone call so she can hear what you're saying to me.
Wait, what? Did he just say you don't recognize the voice you've been talking to for years? This guy has told so many lies to these women that he can't even keep up with them. Could this be the real man behind the fake profile, Franklin? Comment down below. Let us know what you think. This was obvious that Susan's husband was also scamming her. She told me that she had never met her husband in person and they met on a dating app, Plenty of Fish. She later sent me a photo of her and her husband. The picture contained a photo of the same child that Franklin claimed was his kid. And I mean, let's be honest. No way this guy sounds like this over the phone.
You don't know the voice of somebody you've been talking to for a couple of years now? I want to add my wife to the phone call so you can.
Since this incident, Susan has blocked my number and will not answer my phone calls anymore. If you're looking to find the identity of your online lover, you can start with the tools on our site, socialcatfish.com. You can click this YouTube card or click the link in our bio. Just hitting like, comment, and subscribe helps us build more tools out for you to use in the future. It was now time to sit down with Sally to give her the news. We kind of want to just run through all of the information that we found. We spent a lot of time digging through every bit of information because we wanted to bring as much clarity and give you as much closure as we possibly could.
I appreciate it.
So the first thing that we did was we went and called all of the women at all of those addresses that you either put money into envelopes or put gift cards into envelopes, and you sent them to these addresses, right?
Right.
So we spoke to Susan, and her reason for receiving the money wasn't the same reason for why you sent the money, if that makes sense. You sent thousands of dollars to help this kid, which is Franklin's son, right?
Yes.
Susan sent us a photo, and in the photo, it had a picture of her, a picture of her husband, and a child. And that child looked almost identical to the same child that Franklin said was his son.
It hurt me because I really felt sorry for the boy because he did sound like he had a lot of problems, and his dad supposedly over there, and his mother had died, and I just, but now I see this boy and I don't know who he really is.
We feel that we were able to find the real person in the photos and behind the fake profile. So there's a link to Franklin's Facebook with a name. So what we did was we searched that name and we were able to trace that back to a Twitter account. It's a Nigerian kid and he's dressed in
really nice clothes.
Yeah, really nice clothes that kind of resemble someone that would live in Nigeria. We were able to look through some of Franklin's Facebook friends. A lot of his friends were also based out of northern Nigeria.
I wish to God that it was him.
Franklin is not the person in the image.
But the only thing is that he has his own life. He doesn't know who you are. His images were unfortunately just stolen to scam you.
This guy that I'm actually talking to is in Africa somewhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
So deep in love with somebody on the phone. I guess I just needed it. And I do love him to this day, I do.
What if we block him? We get rid of him, we move on, we swipe all of your social media, we create new social media to where he can't find you, we change your number, and you move on right now. We can make that situation happen today.
I need to do it just to be strong. To make myself feel better. And I think about it. He's an orthopedic surgeon, and he keeps telling me that all I need is for him to be here, and all my aches and pains will be gone.
Thing is he's not an orthopedic surgeon.
No.
No, he said that's what he's over there for. He takes care of all the refugees when they get hurt.
He's possibly an underaged Nigerian.
Yeah.
He's either of age or underage. He's very young.
He's around 22 years old.
Wow. I appreciate y'all so much, and I'll be back in touch with you. Now I got to go out there and face my husband. Good thing I can get on the lawnmower and go. He don't have to see me. So I love y'all. Thank you.
A couple of hours after our interview with Sally, we received this text from Kendra. All of Sally's daughters are working together to make a more safe environment for Sally when she's online. Sally is going through a tough time, but she built up the strength to finally block Franklin. We took all of the information that we found and we reported it to the EFCC. We'll keep you guys updated. Be on the lookout for the next episode of Scamfish.
Thanks for watching another episode of Scamfish presented by socialcatfish.com. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time.
Scams come in so many different forms. If you have been a victim of any of the scams below, please email us at sharemystory@socialcatfish.com. We'll get to the bottom of it with help from our Social Catfish team. By sharing your story with our YouTube audience, we can educate, spread awareness, and maybe someday we can put an end to these scams.